Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Garmanza92. We are back today with MotoGP 22. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, my content, if you haven't subscribed already. If you do subscribe, thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and my videos. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. So yes, we are back today and continuing our Moto2 season at probably what I would go with as my bogey track, Assen. Don't really normally do very well around here. In the last couple of races, you can see there, we have been back onto the podium. So would be nice to carry that on with Netherlands, but normally as we sort of build up to the Silverstone Grand Prix of obviously Great Britain at the end there, we normally have a little bit of a bogey couple of races between Netherlands and Finland. So it'd be interesting to see how we can get on. At the moment, Jake Dixon is second in the championship with 100 points. We sit on 173. So we are 73 points in front of Jake. So yeah, hopefully we can continue. We can continue and continue to be on the podium for our races. Obviously, that is our objective, and a qualifying objective is obviously the front row. So we do need those all-important reputation to aim for that contract for next year. Looking into MotoGP, hopefully to get into MotoGP at the moment. We know we could probably get with Ride Yamaha or the RNF racing team. I'm going to do this race because it's the start of the rider market window. So we're going to complete this race and maybe have a look at our options and see if there's anything that comes to light. Like I said, hopefully maybe we get a little bit of contact from the Monster Energy Yamaha team. But we basically have up until round 14, which is the Austria Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring, to make a decision, as that is the end of the rider market. So with a bit of luck, we can get a contract for next year, signing us into a MotoGP team. We want to be with Yamaha mainly because it's a bit of the underdog. People that watched the season just gone, the 22 season, would have noticed that obviously the Yamaha wasn't where it should have been. It wasn't as quick as it could have been. So could we retain the title for Yamaha, the Monster Energy team? So yeah, we shall see. First two sessions are going to be wet, and then we head into a dry weekend. So that's good, because I think the last couple of races I've done around Assen, it's been wet. So we do struggle in the wet with this Moto2 machine. So I think it's going to be really important for FP3 just to sort of see how we can get on in the dry and try and get as many laps as we can done in the dry, just to try and get ready for qualifying. I might see us going through Q1 here if we do struggle. So yeah, let's see how we can get on. Let's jump straight into the weekend. Obviously, it is going to be raining, so that's going to be a big factor. I'm probably not going to play with the setup like we normally would do for the first two sessions, with it being raining this week, this day, and then the following day it being a wet track. So we're probably going to leave it as it is and just try and see if we can knock off as many development tests as we can. So we can't really do the tyre test because it wants us to do it on each compound. Well, if it's wet, you can't do it on each compound. So yeah, that's going to be a bit difficult. But we can try the track study. We'll earmark that one to start with, and then obviously we can get quicker lap by lap, which we might do. We might just trying to do the track study with a 1:45.8. So that's our objective to reach. Obviously in the wet it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I'm just going to jump straight out onto track and see how we can get on. So here we go, let's go to track. I will complete our free practice sessions. I will give you the results after FP3, just as we are heading into qualifying to start our qualifying session. Okay, so not a bad weekend at the moment. You can see there we're over a second quicker. Obviously it was the only dry session, so maybe the AI taking a little bit longer to get used to the changes with the dry track. But yeah, we sort of got used to the track quite quickly. I think I only did like 3 laps in that FP3 session. But yeah, relatively quite good actually. So a 1:37.1 has seen us take top, as you can see there from the previous one. So our last previous was 1:44.145, which is technically second. So even in the wet, we were still relatively quite good. It's just that Ayagura and Chantra were a lot better than what we were. So Chantra in the first free practice session, he was top. He was the only one in the 1:44.4s. Everyone else was like 1:44.7. And then obviously Ayagura and the Augusto Fernandez there breaching that 144 and picking up some decent lap times as we did with a 144.1. So a 137.1 in FP3 has seen us top the board at the moment, so we head straight into Q2. Excuse me. We are not joined. Oh, sorry, we are joined by Jake Dixon. We are not joined by any of our teammates. The riders that have qualified from qualifying 1: Celestino Vietti, Cameron Bobier, Firmino Aldeguer, and Albert Arenas. So yeah, here we are. Our first qualifying, or the second qualifying session. As you can see, we've got a lot of tyres to choose from, because obviously having not run all of 3 practice sessions with tyres, we are able to stick what we want in. Braking map in 4 there, and power map in 3. Sticking to the soft tyre, we've done our setup from FP3 where we asked for a better acceleration. And I'm going to jump straight onto track. Hopefully we can set a 137.1 again, or maybe better. I do think the track conditions are going to be a little bit different, because I believe this is a clear day, so the track's going to be hotter, which will mean that rear tyre will warm up a lot quicker. But let's jump straight onto track, and I shall show you all my quickest lap. Obviously our rider there is still sporting the wet condition cover because of the glitch with the game, but it is what it is. Anyway, I shall show you my quickest lap. Righto, so here we go. Into the final chicane. Not out of that very well. We cross the line to start our first lap of this Q2 session. We get it stopped for turn 1. Get onto the acceleration nice and early out of here. Onto the brakes. We come into this double right-hander. You try and take it out wide a little bit to then come in for this apex here. Nicely done there, actually. Try and pick up the early apex as you come around this corner. Try and get onto the acceleration as quickly as possible. We go round here, down the back straight here. You can take this flat out. You have to be very eager on the brake here though. You have to be careful as well, because if you brake too much when you're still leaning on that right hand side there, you will drop the bike. The front end will fold straight away from underneath you. So we come round that little bit there. That was good through there. Feel like we braked a little bit too late. Had to apply a little bit more brake than we normally like. I think we're following Sam Lowe's here in front as well. That's wide through there. Come off the acceleration as you come around this corner. That's a bit slow, that last couple of corners there. But we pick the speed up as we come down here. Onto the brakes for this bit. Feel like I lost a lot of time there, though. Might have made it up coming out of that corner though. 1:36.9. Wow, that's better than our lap time that we did in FP3. So I'm going to... I bottled it. I was going to say I'm going to see if we can hold together this lap, but we haven't. We have bottled that. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there, I think, and see if that's going to hold us. Obviously, we won 1:37.1 in the last free practice session, and that was enough. So let's see if this is going to be enough for us with a 1:36.9. Wow, so the 1:36.9 was enough. A 1:37 would have done. I honestly thought there that there would be a couple of riders that would break into the 1:37. So I'm quite surprised, honestly. Maybe it's because of the lack of dry time for the AI, but yeah, I'm a bit surprised there. I thought there'd be more. I did think there'd be more riders into the 1:37. So we are currently sitting on pole position, which is great. So hopefully we can have a good race here. It's dry. Normally we get a wet Assen, which does hinder our result ever so slightly. So let's see how we can get on around here. It'll be interesting to see what tyres they reckon we should be using. It is a medium front, and it's a hard rear. I'm going to go with a hard rear because I do believe that your tyre is going to play a massive factor in this race. We're going to stick the power map in 3 to start with, obviously, so we can get off that line nice and early and get as much power down into turn 1 as we can. It's going to be interesting where we brake for turn 1, having not tried this before. So let's see how we can get on here. We've got our medium and our hard set. We've got our fuel up to maximum and our front brakes sorted. We have a look at the front row. So Igor are going for a hard. I think most of us are going to go for the medium and the hard rear. Boben Schneider, soft front, medium rear. I think that's a bit adventurous. Jorge Navarro, soft. I can see there that our AI is crashing us again, so that's great to see. So anyway, we are on the front row here, ready to start from pole position. Okay, here we are. Clutch is in, rev is up, lights are on. As soon as those lights go out, we are a go for this Grand Prix here now. We have pulled away, and currently about 0.2 seconds. Can we extend that as we break away from this field? Or attempt to break away. We obviously have the pace round here in qualifying. It's going to be interesting because we haven't really done the race pace development test, so it's going to be interesting to see our race pace, and I haven't also used a hard rear tyre, so that's interesting as well. We are currently 0.6 seconds quicker though, with -2 fuel. So once we get around these next few corners, not last few corners, these next few corners, as they go very wide there, I'm going to switch it down to power mapping 2. We come round this right-hander, try and save some of that fuel. It would be ideal to use that for the back corner really, or the back straight at least. Right-hander here, nicely done. Double right-hander, obviously. Get into that acceleration. Now this is the part of the track that we normally lose a little bit of time on. Not too comfortable with this last chicane. It's a demon of a chicane. We are nearly a second in front of Igora now, though. Not bad, actually. I have to say, not bad. So we come across the line. Nearly 0.9 seconds, but coming down. Onto the brakes for the first corner, for the first time properly. And we make the corner. Power mapping 3, we've got a lap of extra fuel there, so we're going to start using some of that. Just to try and get that gap back up to a second if we are able to. We go round these couple of corners, and then the tight left-hander coming up now. Trying to get onto the acceleration as quickly as we can using that power mapping 3. As we come down this straight, we've still got a lap of extra fuel. Gap is back up to 1.2 seconds. We've got a decent lead growing here. Can't afford to continue to make that mistake though and run wide there. Right-hander that brings us onto the back. Little mini straight here. You can line yourself up for a decent overtake into this corner. Risky, very risky. It's easy to drop the front end on that corner, but you can do a little bit of a lunge. We go for the double right-hander, ready for the back straight now. We get onto the acceleration. We've still got +3 laps of fuel, or sorry, +0.2 laps of fuel now. So just before we come into this area, and we come around this corner, I'm going to switch that down to power mapping 2. So we come out of here ready for our chicane. Again, very easy to drop the front end as you come around here. And in the wet, as I did find out, it's very easy to lose the back end coming out of that corner. A 1:38.8 is the quickest lap of the race at the moment, and that is obviously our lap, of course. Let's get traffic is warning. Yeah, thought so. Just running that a little bit too wide around there. Tried to carry, get off them curves. Tried to carry too much speed into turn 1 there, and that cost us dearly. So out the corner, the gap is now 2.1. So the gap is going up, and if I'm honest, I'm probably not pushing. We pushed the last lap. The last lap with 1:38. That was a lap we were pushing. Obviously, with a medium front and a hard rear, the lap time isn't going to be the same lap time as it was in qualifying or free practice, because our FP3 time was set with a soft as well. So, but if we can maintain this 2.3 now second gap, that is going to be brilliant for us. And if I'm on it, I'm not going to say it yet actually, because we're only halfway through this race. But We're not going to say that. We were about to. We realised the error of our ways and how you can jinx yourself. We've now got 1.4 laps of fuel extra. So what I'm going to do is when we get round the chicane, I'm going to make sure we switch that back. I'm going to lose a lot of time through there with getting onto those curves there. That's going to slow me down quite a bit. Tyres are looking good though. I think the medium front and the hard rear is definitely the right choice. Going to go to power map in 3 now. iGuru is starting to charge. We had a little bit of a poor sector there. So let's try and I'm going to just be a little bit more quieter in this lap. Do you want to try and bring that gap back? That we can. We lost nearly a second in that lap, so I'm not all keen about that. We don't want to be losing that much time really to iGuru if I can help it. So we're back up the power map in 3. Gap's coming back down. Or coming back up to, should I say, to us. Much better line through there. Out of that corner, quite well there as well. Double right-hander now. Try and get onto the acceleration nice and early as we come through this little straight with a kink in it there. A little bit of brake in just to try and get us as close to this curve as possible. And then the chicane. Thought I was going to lose the front end then. There we go, gap's back up to 2.1 seconds at the moment. Obviously it's coming down at the moment. A 1:37.9 for us. Another quickest lap of the race as we extend our lead ever so slightly down to 2.4 seconds. Or up, should I say, sorry. Up to 2.4 seconds. We switched down the power map in 2. Front brake getting extremely hot in this Grand Prix. A lot of heavy front braking into these corners on this Grand Prix. We're out the corner, gap is still at 2.4. We've got 2 laps remaining of this Dutch Grand Prix. What a race it's been from us so far, if I'm honest. It would be a big shame. Be a big shame to throw it away now. We just need to hold it. Gap's come down to 4.4 seconds already. Definitely makes a difference only having power mapping 2 on. Gap's 1.6. Hopefully we can extend that gap a little bit. Well, not even extend it, but maybe in this next lap just hold it. Oh, that was heart in your mouth time, that one. So I'm not going to use all this lap at power mapping 3, but we might use some of the lap at power mapping 3 as we make a mistake into turn 1 straight away. Not the best place to make that mistake. We're going to need it now. We're under a second. This isn't good. A mistake on the final lap doesn't fill me with loads of confidence at all. Come out that corner, I'm going to switch to power map in 3 now. Should be able to pull away here. But if anything, he's actually coming towards me. He smells blood after we made that mistake. Really concentrating now to make sure that gap doesn't come down any more than it has already. Really focused for this last lap. We've had a good Grand Prix here. We do not want a mistake at turn 1 to ruin it for us. Tempted to go back down the power map in 3 just as we come down this straight, or sorry, back down the power map in 2. The gap's back up to a second as we come round the left-hander for the final time and into the chicane. Right, as long as we don't make a mistake through here, we are out the final corner, and here we go across the line. Boom! What a win! What a win! Didn't think we were going to get that win, if I'm honest. Assen's normally been a bogey track for me, but we were quickest lap, and we won the race, and we did get the pole position as well. So we ticked all the boxes there. Jake Dixon and Aaron Cannett are now joint on points. Tony Arbolino has made it back up to 4, but we are 87 points clear in the championship. So what about team? Our team are 14 points clear in the team championship, so that's also good for our team and the Yamaha Monster VR46 Master Camp. Obviously we were celebrating in Parc Fermé there, but the celebrations are always the same. Excuse me. So, reputation, all important reputation there, 25,200 rep, so that's pretty good. And obviously we get our credits as well, which are just as important. And we actually completed all of our development tests as well. So brilliant stuff there. We are going to advanced 1 week. Ready to get to the Kimi ring. But what we are going to do is we are just going to search our factory teams, as I don't believe we have the top 3 yet. But we do have the With You Yamaha RNF MotoGP team, which we are going to try and start negotiations with, just in case. So we've got 10 weeks to start with them. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes, obviously. It'd be lovely to sign with them, but if we don't, we don't at the end of the day. And we'll see, we'll just sort of see where we go. If we don't think we're going to get the Monster Energy team, then we will obviously sign with the With You. But obviously I'd like to try and stall it as long as we can. But if we stall it for too long, what I'll do is we'll try and sign for another team in MotoGP, a different team like Suzuki. Seems they've left the paddock, and there will be no Suzuki team in season 2023, which is a big shame, but it is what it is. Suzuki have pulled out of all racing, so it's just a shame, really. I like the Suzuki. Like the Suzuki garage, like their setup, like the colours of the bike, etc, etc. They obviously had Alex Rins and Johan Mir, obviously a world champion, so a world champion on the Suzuki as well. But anyway, that is all we've got time for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and finally got rid of our bogey track Assen and got that all-important win. Another win under our belt. We go to next Grand Prix being in Finland, the Kimi Ring, which was obviously not now actually a race in the calendar anymore. So yeah, we'll go there. It won't be in the next game, so it'd be nice to go there to this for this game anyway. But with that being said, that's all we've got time for. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. If you do subscribe, thank you so much for helping my channel out and supporting me. Don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of my videos as they drop onto my YouTube channel. And with that being said, I shall see you all in the next video, where we will take on the Finland Grand Prix. I'll see you all in that video.